Okay, continuing on now, we've got all the windows and doors. Now we can click on the slab tool, which is located to the left here. And I like to have this at 300 as a standard, 300, 300, and I'll put this on the slab level. And I change the layer to, if you go in here and press a letter, I can press S for slab, and then I'll go down and click on slab, and then I'll zoom in. And so you can press space bar and see how it highlights everywhere around there. And you can click on that, and then put that slab in there. Just give me a second while I put my phone on mute. Okay, so back to it. We've got the deck in there now, and if I press Alt, it's going to highlight that slab. And I can use the same thing now to click here and press R, and we'll go out 3.5 meters, so 3,500, press Enter. Click on there, that's your deck. Press Control T. We're going to change the materials, and we're going to go, we'll go with timber deck for now. And we'll click on this slab and we'll change that. So you can right click as well as press Control T. You can right click and press slab settings, or you can press escape. You can click up here as well to get the settings. So 3 ways to do it. I like to go right click. I think it's quicker. And I want to make that slab only show on the ground floor. So I'm going to press home story only. Sorry, that can stay on there because that'll be on the slab and then on the home floor, on the floor plan. But I want to change the materials here. So for now, we can just, if you just type in CON for concrete and just press enter. I'll just keep it concrete for now. Press escape. And I want this deck to wrap around a bit. So I'm going to click, and then there's different options. If you click on the edge, you can click on that and press R and take it out another 3.5 meters. Oh, it's a bit big. So I'll click on it and drag it back another 500. Click on that corner, press the plus button, go this way, hold shift to get a straight line, press R, and we'll go 3 meters for now. Click and bring it down to that corner. I might get rid of that wraparound deck just for this tutorial. So I'm going to bring it back to there, and I'll just increase that instead, another 500 mil. So that should be 4 meters now. Might go another 0.5 meter. That's the deck. Might make more sense to put the wraparound deck around this side. So I might bring it out 3 meters, click on the corner, press the plus, bring out shift, R, 3 meters, enter, and bring it up. Actually, I want to keep the deck off that side as well because I think that window would look better looking out to some bamboo or something. So we'll just keep the deck looking like that for now. So that's all the windows, all the doors are done. The slab and the deck is done. Now we can put a roof on. So, you know, if this was just me drawing, I'd probably be flipping back and forwards between 3D and 2D when I put the windows and stuff in. But I just wanted I'll get the bulk of my work done in 2D before I flip into the 3D option. Now we'll click on the roof. And there's 2 different types of roofs here. You can do a skiing roof, which is just, it's going to go one way. The direction of the roof is one way. This is like a hip and valley type option. So basically you could click on that option, press the space bar on there. And once you go close to the walls, it'll bring up an option to automatically put that roof in. And same if you click on that. Actually, it doesn't do it for that one. So I'm going to use this option first and just do a standard roof, and I'm going to press show layout. And for some reason it didn't work properly, so just click on it and delete it, or press undo and try again. Click, and it worked this time. Now I'll press escape, I click on the roof, and if you click on the blue outline and click this option, you can bring all the roof in like that. And so I have the blue line, it's got to be on the outside of the timber, not the brick. And it's all been adjusted at once. You don't want to go through one by one adjusting every single roof angle. That would take too long. So click on the blue, click on that option, it'll offset all edges at once. And then once you get the right angle symbol, click on the wall. That's your roof done. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like in 3D. Before I do that, you can go up here and that roof is highlighted and you want to show where you want that to sit. So I want to put that on ceiling level and press 0. And what we can do now is zoom out, get the marquee there, and you can click out, make sure it's out a bit. So once this goes to 3D, you can see the grass around the house, and that's probably good. Click, then press, for mine, it's F5, but I've got to press FN at the same time. And then it shows up in 3D, but you can't see the model. So what you do is go to this magnifying glass, fit in window, click it, and it'll zoom into where the house is. Press escape to get out of those settings. And before we start adjusting things here, if you go up here to the organizer, you click on project map for this side. And for this side, we'll be showing the view map. And I've got set up 3D perspectives as a folder. And I'm going to drag this generic perspective. I'm going to hold the mouse in and drag it over to 3D perspectives. Now that's there, I'm going to right click and rename. Tab, backspace, and maybe I just always use caps, front left. Okay, and then redefine with current window settings. So now every time I click on that, it's going to show me the house from that angle. Now, if I want to zoom in and just adjust that view, then I can just press redefine with current window settings. And every time you go in there, it's adjusted now to that view. Now, the way I've got mine set up is if you right click and go to view settings down the bottom, go up here to layer combination, change that to sales floor plan, press OK. Now that's going to show the 3D mesh. And that's what it's going to go to every time I click on that now. So now I can start going through adjusting things that I might have missed in 2D. So this one here, you can adjust it up here, relink anchor story, that needs to be 0, okay. And then this needs to be 0, enter. Okay, same with all of these doors. I'm going to highlight, so hold shift in and highlight all of these doors at once. And relink them all to 0 and put 0. And that's brought them all down. Now I'm going to click on all the external walls. And hold shift in each time. And then press shift, click, press shift, click. That's how you do it. And then they're all highlighted. Then you can press Control G and it groups them all together. Or there's the grouping option down here. So you've got a group, you can click the group, but see how it's got the shortcut there? It's got CTRL, which is Control plus G. Or you can come in and click those instead. Press escape. Now they're all grouped together. Now when I click on that, it's going to show them all grouped. If I press suspend groups, I can individually click on one and change it. So I like to group things that can be grouped in case I need to update everything at once, which makes it quicker, which is the case with this one. I'm going to update all the outside to make it like a brick color. Just for now, I'm going to go to brick black, and you can use any brick, and I'm going to unlink it. So click that so that the inside walls are going to be white and the outside is the black brick, just to give you a bit of an idea, a bit more of a realistic view. Now you can see that some of these windows have a different brick for the sill. So I'm going to press shift and click on all of those windows. And how I'm rotating is I'm holding the shift key in, and then I'm clicking the ball where I zoom in and zoom out. I'll click on that on my mouse and I hold it in, and see how it gives a symbol of a rotation symbol. And now I just move the mouse around. And so I go but flip between options of holding shift in and the ball and turning. But if I want to just move left or right, I let go of the shift key and I still push that ball in. But if I want to turn the angle, I hold the shift in and then let the shift go. And then I just move my mouse around like that and then zoom in and zoom out. So then you can zoom in like that. And then to zoom in quickly, if you hold shift in while you're scrolling in and out, it'll speed it up. But if you don't hold shift in, you can see how it's a lot slower. So just get used to flipping between all those different options just to speed up your workflow. So they're still all highlighted. I'm going to press shift, shift, shift. And now that's got all of those windows with the brown brick. Now I'm going to click right click window settings, click go to sill, click, that's a brick sill, click go to model attributes for that sill. And then the sill surface, I'm going to change that to whatever the same is, make it the same brick as what you have for the rest of the brick wall. So mine is black. Press OK. Now that's all updated and press escape. Now that looks a bit better. Everything looks a bit more minimalistic. Now I'm going to click on that shower head that's popping out there. It needs to be on 0. For the purpose of this one, I'm going to click on that and press settings, go here. I've got a black, a dark roof iron look there, and then I'll change the edges. If I go back to settings and change this to like a darker color, and that door I'll probably make a bit better as well. It's actually a better garage door than the one that I've got set up. So if I click on doors and type in garage, and then I'll go down to the version I'm using is ArchiCAD 21. So really I'm only using the most modern option for ArchiCAD 21, vertical sliding garage door. And I'm going to change this to maybe this option. And I'm going to click, and press escape. Actually, I'm going to click. Needs 3 clicks, I think. So that's got the wrong link. So I'll click up here, relink anchor story, 0, OK, and then go up here and press 0. Change that to 4800 wide, which is a common width of a garage door. Click door settings, click model attributes. I'm looking for the color. I want to change the color. If you click that option there, you can change all the colors at once. And I'm just going to make that maybe a dark gray color, and we'll see what that looks like. Whenever you see any pen colors that are not 1, I like to put them on 1 because I don't want any of these random dark colors showing on the 2D floor plan when I print out the paper. Okay, so that's how it's kind of looking at the moment. That's kind of the basics of the 3D and how it works with the roof and everything. And then you can start adding in other things if you like landscaping and that if you wanted to. Don't really need to do that for the bulk of the work when you're just doing it for clients. I can see this window does look a little bit large now that I'm in 3D, so I'm going to take it back to 2.4, and I think 2.4 is even pretty big, so we'll try 2 meters. I think 2 meters is a bit better, a bit more realistic, and then you can actually go into the house as well and zoom in and around. You can see how I've done the benches there now. And if you press Alt, click, you can actually what you can do is click on that bench, press Control-Shift-D, drag up a copy, click, and this top one's going to end up being your overhead cupboard. So I'm going to make that 600 wide, high, and I'm going to make it 300 thick. So R300, click. So you can adjust the slab tool like that. I just use slab tools for the benches because it's just quicker. I don't need to put a lot of detail into benches and that because cabinet makers normally do that anyway. So now I can click the bottom of that black dot, press shift and bring it up. Click and bring it down to the top of that window. And that's basically going to be overhead cupboard. And what that would do is just put like a bulkhead above it or something later on. And just to get the view that it is a bulkhead, I just put a 1 mil gap so you can see a line there. You know, this one could even come out in line with the bench if you wanted to, or it could even come out in line with the whole kitchen. You'd have a cool drop down ceiling, but I'd probably make that a bit taller if I was going to do that. Click on that, bring it up another 300 mil. Got 4 kids in the background running around, so sorry for the background noise. But I need to get these videos done, and I work from home and the kids are all at home, homeschooled. Okay, so we'll just stop there for now for the 3D. So that's the general idea of the 3D. If you see anything popping out like that, that obviously it's a slab tool, so that needs to come down. So I'm just gonna click on that dot and bring it down 100 mil. I can adjust that to be 400 to bring it back up inside. And you can do the same thing with the ceiling. So you can use the slab tool. If you go to FN, if you go back to floor plan and you press the slab tool, you can do the same thing. What you can do actually is click on the slab, drag a copy, Control-Shift-D, drag it 100 mil over. Then you're going to change it up to ceiling level. And then you're going to go to the ceiling level option here. You can press the trace option in the background to show the lower floor, or you can go right click on that lower floor, show as trace, and you can see now you've got a reference. And now I'm going to drag that back over to there. That's where it originally was on the ground floor. Now, if we keep it there in 3D, you're going to see the edges of that ceiling. So we only need it to be, we'll make it 100 mil. 100 mil, press Control T, and we'll make that a white color. Okay. Now you can see it's not really showing there now. Now I'm just going to zoom in. Press the bottom, bring it down to the top, and that's 2700 high there. So we're going to keep it like that. So now you've got a ceiling, and I'm going to change it to the ceiling layer. I've got a ceiling layer, ceiling lower layer, and press Control L to bring up the layers. And then while I've got my mouse here, I'm going to press C and press the eye on to show it, and press update and OK. Now I can click on that and bring it down to the top of the ceiling. Just there. So that drop down is only 200 mil. And once that's realistically the materials and colors and you've got a sink and everything in there, that's going to look quite nice. And I'd put an overhead cupboard here and a fridge in there. For the gutter, there is a gutter option, but I find a lot of these tools are a bit complicated and take a long time to learn. And it's just quicker for me if I bring up the gutter layer, and I've got a slab tool, and then I can just click, drag it out 100 mil. So you can do it in 3D or you can do it in 2D. So I like to do it in 2D because it's a bit more accurate. So I'd go to the roof plan and take that trace off. I put these in as references so I know where the center point is. So when I place this on a page later, but for now I'm going to put that on hidden and remove it. Then I'm going to press Control L and press G for gutter. Just making a video. So that's not showing at the moment. So I'm going to go back down to the proposed lower plan, and that's because it's not on the right height here, on the right level. So I'm going to put that up on ceiling level. And I can go back into roof plan now and press Control G. Still not showing up. So I've got to go to the ceiling level because I've got other levels in here. So if you go to story settings, you can remove those other levels, which is normally what I'd do if I know I'm working on a one story. I'd go in here, like for example, and press delete. And for that one, press delete. And then all these unnecessary upper floor level things will be removed automatically. But I want to keep this as the tutorial file, and I will be doing maybe a 2-story in the future. So for now, I'm gonna keep those upper levels. So that's actually showing there currently. That's the gutter that I drew in 3D. So if you click on that corner there, press the plus button, click, hold shift in, click on the corner and bring the mouse right, press R100, click there, click that option to drag it out, R100. So I just manually go around and I add the gutter in just like that. That's the quickest way I've found to do things. I haven't had enough time to sort of investigate the other tools that Archicad has, which can make it a bit more realistic. I do want to look at CAD image in the future, CAD image, whatever you want to call it. And I'll click on those black dots, just less dots to adjust after. So if I ever want to adjust it, the less black dots, the better, it'll be quicker. So this is how I do it. A lot of other people will use a gutter setting or tool. I do the same thing with stairs. I find the stair tool very complicated and unnecessary. And with my stuff that I do with clients, it's pretty easy stuff. I don't need complex stairs. I found I myself was wasting a lot of time trying to figure out settings than actually doing the work. So I found I just like to cut some corners when it comes to the gutter and the stairs. Wherever I can use a slab tool, I will. Like I'll use it for the kitchen benches and that as well. So clients just need a concept. They don't really need detailed cabinetry plans or anything. They just want to kind of get the idea. That's the gutter now. So press front left again. You can see the gutter sitting up a bit high. If you click on it and find a black snap point and bring it down, once you see the tick on the top there, you can click it. Click. There we go. So that's brought it all down. It's a different color to everything else. So click on it, click on the settings, and we'll go to the anthracite, black anthracite option. And now it's all pretty minimalistic and whatnot. So you'd have your garage here. If you click down there on that slab, click on the edge of that door, click there. You'd have a driveway coming out. You can do this in 2D, or if you're good enough, you can do it in 3D. So you can click there, press the plus, go to there to get that corner point, bring it out 150, 1500, and then another 1500. If you're not too good in 3D, it's probably best to work with 2D to start off with because it's more accurate. Sometimes the lines are not straight when you do it in 3D, and when you go to 2D, you'll see all those weird lines all over the place. They're not straight. So play around with it. You'll get better at it over time. So that's basic idea. You press Alt. You can put a concrete path in here, bring it out 1 meter. And then you could continue a footpath along here if you wanted to. And bring it up another meter. If you wanted to, you could do that. There's a laundry door down the other side as well. One meter. Anyway, that's enough for today's tutorial, and I hope you've learned a lot. And I'll make a few more videos in the future. The bulk of these videos really are just made for people just learning ArchiCAD and mainly people working for my business, just to teach them how to do the plans. And I hope you enjoyed this video.